Hey guys, what's up? Retro Shinobi here, coming at you another video. Just wanted to show you guys some stuff that I've been listing on eBay. Got started. Just want to say, in the last video, I said that this was worth $50. I ended up listing it for $39.99, and we've got no viewers on it so far. So there were a few things that I had left over from selling on eBay a while back that I hadn't end up listing. I listed this plush lot that I showed for $100, and these Nerf guns I listed for $50 with 10 shipping. I looked over what they were really worth, and the truth is it's a bad time to sell them. And I got a little over my head when I saw them, and I was like, oh, it's only $3 and I could sell it for $15, and it's going to be a pain in the butt to ship. I listed them as a lot and put them up for $50 with 10 shipping. I'm just going to kind of hope that that goes through, right? There were a couple other games that my dad got through a deal that he wanted me to sell for him. That is Disney Princess for the 3DS and a European Peppa Pig for the DS. So I listed those for him. We're gonna sell those and put that back into the collection. And then another pickup that I got, these were $25 a piece. This is actually a really good deal for these three Furbies. We've got a Chewbacca Furby, a Furby Boom, and a Furby Connect, all in the box. They all work, and this is the pricing that I put up for them. This one went up for $100. It's got a couple of sold listings for $100. This one, I believe, was either $75 or $80. And this one I put up for $75. He is missing a foot, but I've seen it go complete in the box used for like $100. So I'm kind of conflicted on that. And then I'm still on the fence about this guy. I'm leaning towards keeping it. The rest of these items are items that I had up on my eBay shop forever ago that didn't sold for one reason or another, mostly because I think they're lower dollar games. And the other one is this right here. This is a Disney Store Jose Carioca from the Tres Caballeros. It's like a $35, $40 stuffed animal, but I don't know what movie this is from. And I don't know like how much of a buyer base there is, right? But the other items is a Rumble pack for an N64. We've got Rayman Hoodlum's Revenge for the Game Boy Advance, Naruto Ninja Council for the Game Boy Advance, another Naruto Ninja Council for the Game Boy Advance, Super Monkey Ball Jr. for the Game Boy Advance, which, as you can see on the back, I got at Goodwill for $2. I don't think any of these other ones have stickers on the back. And then Bomberman Max Red Challenger for the Game Boy Color. So I'm going to relist all of those items, and hopefully we can get those sold. And I'm imagining that they're going for a little bit more. Back then, I probably had them in a lot for like $20, and they just didn't sell. So we're going to hope they're worth a little bit more, and then we can, get them sold. So with everything that I listed, if it sells for what I put it up for, I will get $664. So we would be at a pretty nice nest egg for the collection, I would say. Just wanted to throw this in here, showing that we are starting week 2 with a 0.2 pound weight increase, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. All right, guys, we're on Wednesday of week 2, which is about halfway point of the challenge. And it just goes to show you that not every single day is going to be a good day. I went to 3 different thrift stores and found nothing that was worth selling, nothing video game related. One of them had a Wii High School Musical Sing It game that wasn't in there. It was just the case, and they wanted $5 for it. So you're not always gonna find things, right? Tomorrow I am headed to Iowa I'm gonna leave early and I might hit a couple of thrift stores down there. Hopefully, maybe find something good. Just need something this week, really. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. As soon as I got to Iowa, it started snowing, and it started snowing a lot. This is a video of me and my roommate messing around in the snow, but also, you know, clearing out this door so people can walk through. I just want to just kind of share this with you. It is up to your waist in some areas, and the wind is just insane. The real feel after wind chill was like negative 50 degrees. We definitely should not have been outside in this weather. Hey guys, as you can probably see, trimmed up my beard a little bit so it looks a little nicer. I'm back in my apartment now, so I think it's a good time to kind of show you guys the space constraints that I have, and then go over the collection. As soon as I got back, we had a blizzard with whiteout conditions. It's bad. I have not left my apartment since the day that I got everything in. But I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a room tour and then show off some games that are currently here that I wasn't able to show you that are going to be part of the collection. So, yeah. So, from the entrance, this is my room. It's definitely, you know, it's not very large, which is fine. We've got TV. Behind the TV, we've got the Nintendo Switch, guitar, Wi-Fi, tripod. We've got my bed here. That box under there by my shoes has all of the things that are on eBay. Nightstand. This is my tower fan, which I am not getting any use for anymore. And this is my space heater, which I definitely am getting use for. This is my computer desk. This is where the magic happens, so to say. We've got my huge fridge, and then this is my closet, and it's a little disorderly, so excuse the mess. But in here is where the games currently are. There's a collector's edition. There's another one behind the mirror. So eventually what's going to happen is I am going to remove these and put shelving here, because that way I'll be able to have a backdrop. So I can say, you know, I can have the thing back here. That'll work, you know, pretty well. So that'll be nice. Eventually, if I need more than one shelf, I'll probably do some room reorganizing and then put them over here. All right, so this is my Game Boy Advance, DS, and 3DS collection. We're gonna start with the Game Boy Advance here. 2 Game Boy Color games, silver and gold. We've got Pokemon trading card game. Starting with Game Boy Advance, we've got Drill Dozer. It's a really fun game. We've got Emerald, Leaf Green, Castlevania, Harmony of Dissonance, Metroid Zero Mission, and Advance Wars. And then we have 2 consoles here. The first one is your standard red console. This is the console that I play on most of the time. And then we also have an AGS 101 here that's in really rough shape. You can see there's some cracking along there. And if you look at this, it's also scratched pretty heavily on that. And then here's the worst part. It's not really connected. But what I'm more interested in are the parts, because it functions perfectly. So all of the parts inside are good. You can see a little bit more. It's pretty messed up on the hinges. It's pretty close to being separated. But the parts work, so I'm going to buy a replacement shell and then get that working good as new. For the DS games, we've got Dragon Quest VI, Dragon Quest IV, Valkyrie Profile, Covenant of the Plume. We've got Pokemon Black, Pokemon White 2, and Pokemon Platinum. We've got a 2DS, the red version here, and it currently has Bravely Default in it. I was playing that. And then we have the Pokeball 2DS XL. Both of these are my personal DSs. I've got both of them homebrewed, which is really nice. I recommend people do that because you can still get ROMs for 3DS off of the internet, and you know, even though the eShop is down, it's still a great console. These are the 3DS games I have: Yoshi's New Island, Bravely Default, Bravely Second, Dragon Quest VII, Mario Tennis, Luigi's Mansion, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga and Bowser's Minions, Super Mario Bros. 2, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Animal Crossing for the 3DS, and this was a Nintendo Power 3DS case. They made these with, if you had the, I'm sure this has one in it, if you, you know, used your points that they would give you in some of these cases, it was a program that they used to have where you could redeem them for different things. I redeemed it to get one of these, and it just holds cartridge games. And these are games from the collection in Illinois that I'm not going to count towards the collection value, but I'm sure you can see we've got some good games here. Super Robot Taisen OG Saga we do have complete, which is, of course, a great game. So yeah, that is the Game Boy Advance, DS, and 3DS collection. I'm going to add all of these to the app, and that'll be shown here at the end of the video. Up next is my PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 collection. It's not very big, but it's not small either. Starting off, we've got Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne for the PS4 sealed. I got it digitally for free through the PlayStation Plus, so I just wanted to have a physical copy so that, you know, I mean, one day this will probably be worth some good money. PS4, we also got Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. You guys have already seen this one. We've got Persona 5 Steelbook Edition. We've got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, which I was very surprised to see that recently this has gone up in price. You used to be able to find this just about anywhere for $15 to $20, but it's starting to shoot up more towards that $30 to $40 range, which I think is really interesting. We've got Hades for the PS5, great game. It's 19 of Wonderlands, Chaotic Great Edition, not as great of a game. We've got Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth. It's a Record of Lodoss War game. There again, Red Art Games. I never paid attention to that before. This is a pretty, it's not a super low print, but it is supposedly a very good game. Like I said, it's sealed. I kind of want to keep it sealed. I'm thinking about buying it digitally to play it. This is the steelbook for the Final Fantasy 16, like limited edition. The box I currently don't have with me. Then we've got Undernauts, you guys know of, Diablo 4. Started out great, but it goes to show you how bad developers can instantly ruin hype for a game. We've got Ys 8 Lacrimosa. We've got Octopath Traveler 2. One Piece Odyssey. This is actually a really great turn-based JRPG. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think if anything, it struggled a bit with a lack of difficulty. But towards the end game, the difficulty definitely spiked. It is a very good, very solid game. If you're a fan of One Piece, I would definitely say check it out. We've got Vernal Edge, Dungeons & Dragons Dark Alliance. I've heard this isn't a very good game. I picked it up because it was like $15 in the limited edition. I was like, that'll probably be worth something one day. And then Horizon Forbidden West, the special edition. I'm a big fan of the Horizon series. I still haven't gotten around to playing it. I'll admit I'm much like other people who bought this and then also bought the Tears of the Kingdom Legend of Zelda and then decided to play that over Horizon. So eventually I'll get back to playing Horizon, and I'm sure I'll absolutely love it. So this is the current state of the PS4 and PS5 game collection. this year it is definitely going to increase in size. There are a lot of good JRPGs coming out for the PlayStation in 2024, and I am very excited for it. All right, and last but certainly not least is the Nintendo Switch collection. Now, I want to get started by showing off the box stuff. We've got the Shin Megami Tensei 5 Fall of Man Premium Edition. This is something that I see being extremely valuable in the future. It already is considerably, higher than what it was when it was sold. Then we've got the Ring Fit Adventure. You guys know about that. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Explorers Edition. We've got Pokemon Shining Pearl, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. That's the game case for Breath of the Wild Collector's Edition. Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, Scott Pilgrim, Pokemon Scarlet, Mario Kart 8, Battle Chef Brigade, Labyrinth of Refrain, Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. We've got Eastward. This one is a Japanese version. We picked this up in a big Switch lot a couple years back and ended up selling most of it, but I wanted to keep that because it's a good game, and it at the time it didn't have a physical English release. So we got Divinity Original Sin 2. That is a really pricey game. Definitely look that up and see what that goes for. We've got Sakuna of Rice and Rain. This is the steelbook that came in the Shin Megami Tensei 5 box. We've got Eiyuden Chronicles Rising. Now this is made by a group of people that originally were producing the Suikoden games on the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. And if you know anything about your rare PlayStation 1 JRPGs, Suikoden 2 is one of the most expensive games for that console. And this is made by the same people. This has a pretty limited physical release. I bought it sealed online with a pre-order that included a music CD, which is somewhere in a box. But this is a definite game that I think is going to be expensive in the future. And if you look again right there, Red Art Games. So definitely a company to look out for. They do a lot of limited print run games. Continuing on, we've got Dragon Quest XI, Tales of an Illusory Age. We've got Moonlighter. We've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I believe. The collector's edition box for that is in Illinois. We've got Pokemon Sword and Shield. We've got, this is Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. That's still sealed. Just Gaia 1 complete. We've got Cave Story Plus, and this one is just packed full of collector's edition goodies, even though it's just a regular edition. I love when companies do that. We've got Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne opened. We've got 2 copies of The World Ends With You Final Remix. This is a game that's just going to be valuable. If you look at the original The World Ends With You game on the DS, it's one of the more valuable DS games and one of the less common ones. It's Square Enix. The Switch port, you should play it on DS, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned. I had the game when it came out, which I probably shouldn't have been playing it considering how old I was, but this is definitely one to look out for as it becomes further and further away from its print release. It's a game that is just going to continue to go up and up in value, and to a lesser degree, the same could be said about Neo, The World Ends With You. It did have a higher print, but I genuinely think this will be another game that you will want for your collection and you'll wish that you had bought. So definitely something to keep your eyes out for. And the same could be said about Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2. Now, I bought these for $40 and $25. And even when I bought them for this price, that was a great deal. And it's just these just continue to go up. And I mean, you're not going to see these very often in the wild. And they're just going to continue to get more and more expensive. It's a franchise that I love the Dragon Quest franchise, but the Builders franchise I'm not that big of a fan of. But this is definitely something I'm going to hold on to, I should say. And I'm keeping these stickers on here just so that I can remind myself how much I paid for them, so I can look at it one day and be like, wow, I only paid that much for it, And then, of course, we've got the Switch OLED in all of its beauty. It's a great console. I love the Switch. I definitely think that when it comes to collecting on the Switch versus the PlayStation 5. The Switch is definitely, these games are going to hold more value. Like, for instance, if you buy Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne for the Switch, and if you kept it sealed and you did the same with the PS4 version, I think this one is going to be the one that's worth more in the long run. But, you know, if you're collecting for a money standpoint, I understand that, but I get a lot more use out of my PS5, and I love the console, so I tend to pick up games for that because I know that I'll be able to get to them in the library. But I definitely understand the appeal and draw of the Switch, and I definitely need to hook up my Switch and play it more than I do, because I have a really nice library of games for the collection. So that is the current state of the collection. I'm recording this in post because I forgot to do an outro for the collection, and it kind of doesn't flow right. At the end of the video, I'm going to show what the game collection says that it's all worth. Keep in mind, I'm not exactly sure where this gets its numbers from. Some of them seem a little high, some of them seem a little low. So I'm just going to assume that it kind of evens out. But this time I'm going to do a recording of the app and go through a couple of the different channels to kind of show what it shows, because I think it's actually a very good app comparatively to what I had to work with when I was using Retro Shinobi beforehand. So with all that in mind, I'm going to get right to that, and then we'll do the outro. So these are the steps for the week. We definitely didn't hit our goals. It didn't help with the blizzard and whatnot, but starting with week 3, we're going to be getting in there. All right, so here is the collection in total. It is $4,790 in the games. It's a little hard for me to read this from the editing software. It's about $3,600. We've got $1,100 in systems and $63 in the peripherals, which are your controllers and whatnot. I'm going to go a little more in depth and kind of show you the games here. This can be organized in a lot of different ways. I'm not exactly sure if the prices are 100% accurate. Some of these games look like they're high. Some of them look like they're low. For example, you see Divinity Original Sin there, I think is a little higher than I remember it being. But I also haven't looked at it in a little bit, so, I'm not too sure. But this is a really good app. You can organize your collection based on title, release date, price, Metascore, the date added, and the date modified. We do it by price here. You can do it by descending or ascending. And this says that my most expensive game is Pokemon Emerald, which I'm not 100% sold on that. I know that the Pokemon games have gone up in price, but I don't think they've gone up that much. I could be wrong though, But this is kind of what it shows. Again, I'm not sponsored by this. I just think that it's a really good app, and I think that if you're looking for something that's pretty easy to use and pretty understandable, then this is definitely something that you want to go for. These are the consoles that we have. It's only up from here as far as consoles go. And again, I'm going to fix that pearl blue one. And these are the controllers, only showing the GameCube controller and the extra PS5 controller. So that is the current state of the collection. We're almost halfway there to the $10,000 in the collection. I think it's going to be pretty slow going coming here in the future. Since it's cold out, there's not as many garage sale opportunities. There's no garage sale opportunities, really. My only avenues are thrift stores and Facebook Marketplace. I have been scrounging through Facebook Marketplace. Haven't really found much yet, but, fingers crossed. And I am going to be continuing going to thrift stores, but the thrift stores in my area are pretty picked over. But we're still going to try to get, whatever we can. Anyways, this is Retro Shinobi, signing out.